Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while, so I wanted to reintroduce myself. My name is Martina, and I am a former production cast vocalist for cruise ships. I am also a former guest entertainer for cruise ships. I am a program director for an exclusive island where I program all of their special events, their concerts and entertainment, their high-end lecturers. And I am a manager of onboarding vocalists for a major entertainment company focusing on headliners for cruise ships. And I wanted to create a community where you could come to in case you were interested in getting involved in the industry. So with that being said, today we are talking about the requirements in order to become a guest entertainer. Now, I work for a specific company, a specific agency, and so I'm going off of the requirements that we expect. But, you know, every agency has different requirements, so always double check with who you are applying to. But this across the board is what is needed in order to submit to be considered for a guest entertainer. The first thing that is required are 2 45-minute shows that are tracked and charted for a 7-piece orchestra. Well, it could be for a 4 to 7-piece orchestra depending on your arrangements. Now, charts are not just chords that you hand to the orchestra. Charts are literally pieces of sheet music for each song that you have in your 45-minute set that is written out specifically for that instrumental part. For example, if you are working with a 7-piece orchestra, you have 8 songs in your show, you need 8 arrangements for a saxophone, for an electric guitar, a bass, a piano, drums, brass sections. Any instrument that you use within your show are required to have arrangements in order to cohesively play the entire show together. As we know, there is something so different when you use live music. So a lot of the cruise lines that we work with require you to have charts. When you're on board, you'll be using the house orchestra, so you don't need to fret about bringing on a band, but you will need to bring your charts on board in order to present them to the orchestra. So that is one of the most important things, whether you are submitting to me or submitting to other agencies. Yes, there are some cruise lines that accept tracks. However, a majority of them in the industry do require charts. The second most important thing that is required to be a headliner is having a passport that doesn't expire within the next 6 months. Yes, guest entertainment gigs are heavily booked out. However, there are fallouts that happen. If you do not have a valid passport when that fallout happens, you really are missing an opportunity to get your foot into the door. So us as an agency won't even consider you if you don't have a passport that is up to date and not expiring within the next 6 months. And this third thing, obviously it varies between agencies, but for the agency that I work for, you must not be working with another agent. There are special circumstances. However, it's really difficult situation when we're pitching you to a cruise line that another agency has already pitched you to, and can cause obviously some confusion, and we do not want any hard feelings or any conflicts to arise. So we do ask for exclusivity, in which I believe many other agencies expect as well, but always double check on that. So those are the standard requirements in order to submit. If you have 2 shows that are ready to go, tracked and charted, and you have a passport and you are looking for an agency, please consider submitting to me or to any agency. But if you do not have a valid passport and you do not have a second show, I highly suggest getting all of that together before reaching out, or at least starting the conversation and giving me a timeline of when your second show will be ready. That is also filmed in your promo so that we can present it and pitch you to cruise lines. If you don't know how to get started on a second show or even how to get started in this process, I have created a community where you can ask all of these questions without them getting lost in my DMs or my emails or my messengers. It's all in this community forum, and I really recommend you going there. There are free resources for you there, and there are also options on one-on-one courses. But regardless, this community truly was built so that we can answer all of those questions that you have all at one time. And it's a really good way to connect with different artists who are going through the same process as you, or who have, started the process and can give you advice. So I will link it below in the caption. Make sure you join. It is free to join. It is free to ask questions, and it is a great resource for you to have as you start your cruise ship journey. Well, I hope this video helped. There'll be more to come your way. Like I said, sign up for my community forum and follow my social media. You'll see little clips there, little tips and tricks, and we have a fun time. Thank you so much, and happy creating.